It's been a few months since the war had ended. Many lives were lost, a lot of homes and structures were destroyed, and a lot of trust needed to be regained. But with the help from the Resistance, and occasionally G.U.N, things are starting to look up. With Eggman out of the picture, everything seems to be going back to the way they were, albeit rather slowly. Admittedly, a lot could have been prevented had I made the right choices then. Maybe the catastrophe wouldn't have happened, or maybe its impact could have been lessened to some degree. Even now, I think about what could have been done, but I digress. With the war done and gone, I decided to resign from my position. When I had made amends with Abraham and accepted his offer to join G.U.N a while back, I thought it would serve as a new beginning for me, especially since it meant working more frequently with my closest companions. But after the war started, I began to have my doubts. Even now, I still don't know if I made the right choice. I know Omega wasn't too happy with my decision, and neither was Rouge, but I know deep down they're respecting my decision. At least I hope. Before all of that, though, I had found something rather peculiar, for lack of a better term. Long story short, you can say I found a new home, so to speak. Originally, I had planned to stay together intel for G.U.N due to its bizarre location. However, plans have abruptly changed, as one might say. My housemates are a breath of fresh air from the usual company I surround myself with, but that's where my compliments stop. Their company is less to be desired, but it's better than nothing. Worst case scenario, my new housemates have secretly lured me into a trap and plan to deal with me in the long run. Nothing has happened yet, at least nothing too severe. They haven't given me much reason to doubt their intentions. At least, not often. That took a lot longer than I expected. Then again, I see why the teleporters are so well hidden.
Are you kidding me right now?
Huh?
What the hell?
Okay, where on Mobius does he keep getting those bombs?
That's a secret only me, myself, and I only know. So mind your beeswax!
You little... Get back over here, you lemon lime son of a...
Hey! For crying out loud, watch where you swing that thing!
Then get out of my way, metalhead!
Where's Shadow and Nazo when you need them?
Whoopsie, you missed me.
The rambunctious little doll you see here is Rags, the main proprietor of this fun house we live in. At least that's what he likes to call it. No one knows who or what he is, but it's best to not question the nature of his absurdity. The laws of physics don't apply to him, hence why anything you feel that's impossible can and will when he's around. He's also incredibly destructive, cartoonishly deranged, and ludicrously insufferable to be around. It's also why, at the same time, I'm glad that a being like him doesn't hate us.
I swear to whatever god is out there, I'm gonna beat the stuffing out of you!
The butterfly with the sledgehammer is known as Xenia. Less of a nuisance than Rags, but still bothersome to deal with when you get on her bad side. No one knows her intentions, nor her reasons to stay here, but she has yet to pose as a genuine threat. She at least has the decency to leave us and our belongings alone, most of the time. Unfortunately, I can't say the same for the former. Though her occasional outbursts are, for the most part, unbearable, I'd be lying if I said I didn't share her frustrations towards that damn doll.
Sweet chaos!
Good luck with that, Blooders.
Oh, f*** you two!
Would you two chill out for at least a minute? Ah!
And the metallic fellow here is Zero, remarkably gifted in his field of study, and arguably the second most sane of my housemates. That is, if not overshadowed by the fact that he's a spineless buffoon who escalates issues more than he solves them. His most ridiculous redeeming quality is that he, like Xenia, respects our privacy and is at least tolerable to be around. I can't say conversations with him last very long given his tendency to favor solitude. Given the company we live with, I don't blame him in the slightest.
Well, could you quit getting in my way, Zero?
I am! Are you trying to hit me or the doll?
Who else, numbnuts? Now move!
What was that?
Hey, I just bought that thing!
Yeah, and that'll be you in just a minute. Get over here!
Oh, whew, that was a close one.
Ah! Gotcha.
Okay, you're paying for the new floorboards.
What floorboards? You made this damn house! You can just fix it yourself!
Nuh-uh.
The you mean nuh-uh?
I just mean nuh-uh.
Rags, you quite literally have the ability to fix this floor in an instant. Then we wouldn't have to deal with this!
Well, what if I don't wanna?
But you just...
I swear I'm gonna kill him.
Don't! Just don't. Please, just don't.
Why not? It's not like he can die anyway.
You can try, but you can't. Believe me, Nazo's tried once before and even he can't do crap.
Oh, you have got to be...
Speaking of pains...
I got it! Oh. Oh, shoot, I didn't know what this was. Okay, what am I supposed to do with this? It's only gonna... Ah! Can someone do something about
Oh,
this?
for the love of... Give it here!
Well, yeah, just snatch it out of my hands and throw it. Like, that's gonna solve the issue. Oh,
Oh, you should have seen the look on his face! Priceless!
Just what the hell were you all doing in there?
Oh, hey there, Edgemaster. Didn't think you were coming back.
Yeah, well, I'm starting to regret it now.
Xenia!
What? I didn't even know he was there.
Still! That could have killed someone!
You talking about Mr. Ultimate Lifeform over there? Please. It'd take more than a bomb to do much damage to him. Then again, he could be good use for target practice if that's the case.
Further proving my point here. I was hoping to come back to less nonsense from before, but I fear that's expecting too much from you three.
Okay, just so you know, I was not involved in this!
Was too.
You're not about to do this, Xenia!
Whatever, man.
Aw, come on, Shadow. You know you don't mean that, buddy boy. You love us, right?
I'd rather sleep on an asteroid if it meant not coming back to this.
Hey!
And yeah, you still do. Just like the rest of us.
Oh, can it, Flappy? I'm in no mood to deal with your angst today.
Did you just...
You heard me, Two Tones.
Oh, I'll show you Two Tones, you slick
Hey,
mother...
hey! We've already been causing enough of a ruckus as it is, so let's just calm down before Nazo comes back and...
Alright, what in the world has been going on in here?
Last but not least, the giant hedgehog that just barged in is Nazo, the voice of reason and peacekeeper among the idiots that live here. He's also the oldest out of all of us, not counting Rags, which explains why he feels the need to act like our parent. Despite his imposing appearance, he's a fairly passive and considerate individual. Though he's not without his occasional shortcomings given the disruptive nature of our housemates. Had it not been for his presence, I probably would have left this damned house a long time ago. I do commend him for his patience, however, I can't help but feel like he's holding back for our sake. And I mean tremendously.
I swear to chaos, I take my attention off of you all for just a moment, and immediately you're all trying to kill each other! I don't care who started it, or if this house is indestructible! It is not an excuse to act like lunatics!
For your information, I just came back home and had nothing to do with all of this.
Zero started it!
What? I didn't even do anything!
I mean, you were making things worse. That's what you were doing.
I have been literally trying to make sure you two weren't gonna destroy anything else here.
Yeah, but where's the fun in that? This place is practically indestructible.
Then why'd you tell us to pay for the damages earlier?
I thought you already learned that by now, dum-dum. And here I thought you were the smarter one out of all of us.
I swear, I will find a way to kill you one way or another, doll. Mark my word.
You say that every time, and yet you never do. I wonder why.
Would you two talk about anything else other than destroying everything within the vicinity?
I mean, I really could, but he's really making it difficult here.
Let's have more people stay at the fun house, he said. It'd be nice to have more company here with us, he said. Gods, what am I going to do with these three?
Imbeciles, I tell you. Should've just stuck to being on my own.
Oh, hey, Shadow. I was starting to wonder when you'd be back. How was your day?
Unimportant and none of your business, Nazo. I'm going to bed for the night, and do not bother me.
Oh, you alright, Shadow? You know you can...
Look, whatever you want to ask me about today, I don't want to hear it. It's already been hectic enough as it is. All I want right now is some peace and quiet. So do me a favor, will you? Leave me alone, and good night.
But...
I said what I said, Nazo. Good night.
Well, he seemed pleasant.
Every time.
Why do I even bother putting up with these idiots? Out of all the places in Mobius, I just so happen to get stuck with this band of misfits. Oh well, tomorrow's another day. Son of a... Who the hell's calling at this time? Yes? What is it?
Hey, bestie.
Bestie?
Hope I'm not bothering you right now. I just wanted to ask you about something, if that's okay.
Don't tell me you're actually calling him right now.
Up. I'm on the phone.
But didn't you just get off the phone with Vanilla earlier? You could at least wait a few minutes before calling someone else.
I know, but these calls are really urgent. Just give me a few minutes, Sonic. I'll get back to you in a moment. Okay?
These two aren't even hiding it at this point. It's almost sickening.
All right. Go on ahead, eh?
Thank you. Anyways, you still there, Shadow? Hello? Did I call it a bad time?
Nope, no you didn't. What did you need exactly?
I kind of feel like I called it a bad time. I can call again later if you want.
No, it's fine. What is it, Miss Rose?
Oh, are you sure?
Do you want me to hang up or what?
No! Hang on! I do have something to say.
Go on.
Okay, so I know what you're thinking.
What on Mobius are you doing calling me at this time?
Well, let me tell you.
That was so bad.
Hush! I'm trying to speak. Anyways, I was just calling to ask if you could, I don't know, maybe possibly join me and a few others on a small vacation in 4 months. I'm planning on booking things in advance, and I'm trying to see who's available to come along.
Vacation? Why a vacation so soon? I thought that...
We're still in the restoration process? Don't worry, we haven't forgotten about that, Shaz. If it makes you feel any better, we've been making incredible progress since the war ended. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's still been a few hiccups along the way, but we've been getting a lot more done than I expected. You, along with everyone else, have been working so hard these past couple of months during the rescue and recovery process. I think it's only fair that we take a small break, even if it's for a little while.
Huh, I see. Well, who have you invited so far? If you don't mind me asking, of course.
Oh, Well, so far I've invited Tails, I invited Knuckles,
Even though it was a pain in the neck to convince him.
Sonic.
Sorry, carry on.
I invited Tails, I invited Knuckles, I invited Rouge, even though she sounded a little off earlier. I invited Spectre, Charmy, and Espio. I invited Cream, and yeah, the next person on the list is you, Shadow. I was kind of hoping G.U.N will let you two off the hook for a little while, since this vacation's gonna last for a while. I was also considering inviting Omega, but I don't think bringing him to this specific location is gonna be a good idea. He might scare the locals, if I'm being honest with ya.
Might?
Okay, yeah, no, he probably will scare the locals. Yeah, it's kind of creepy.
Where is this vacation situated exactly?
Oh, yeah, that's right. We're going to Spring Point. It's this really nice cliffside town in Greenhills. You'll love the view there. The locals are friendly. It's a fairly popular vacation spot, and it's really budget friendly.
So she says.
It's true! Don't believe me? I'll literally look it up right now and show you.
No, you don't have to. I believe ya.
That's what I thought.
Right. So did you get anyone else?
Oh, well, there was also Silver, Blaze, Marie, Sally, and even Gadget. But they all kind of took a rain check in advance.
Yeah, that's
Well,
fair.
except Gadget. I haven't gotten to them yet.
I see.
She'll accept the offer? I don't know. I'd have to check with him later and see. But yeah, that's all we have so far.
I mean, I could always give them a call and see. It'd be nice to have the rookie on board with us.
Aw, are you sure? I mean, I'm the one inviting everyone. I wouldn't want you to do it for me.
Ames, I'm offering to help. You don't have to worry about a thing, okay?
Okay, you can help. Oh, you're lucky you're cute.
Ames,
No,
stop.
I'm gonna keep doing it. Oh, you're so cute. You're such a cute pie, Sonic.
I'm still here, you two.
Sorry. Anyways, I think we've stalled long enough. So, are you available to come with us or not, Chad? Shadow? Shadow?
What?
Are you there?
What was that? Sorry, my mind was elsewhere for a moment.
I was asking if you were gonna be available. We gotta make sure everyone is accounted for before I book in advance, and you usually come around at the last minute. Thankfully, the place we're going to has a great summer discount, so I'm taking advantage of that the best way I can.
Oh, right. Sorry. Well, I appreciate the invitation, Miss Rose. Really, I do, but
But...
I have some personal endeavors I need to take care of. Not to mention, Rouge and I aren't exactly on the best of terms currently, and I wouldn't want to ruin your vacation with our...
Whoa. Slow down there for a second. What happened between you and Rouge? Is that why she sounded so off earlier?
Well...
Did you take something off hers? Said something hurtful that you didn't mean? Did you screw up on an assignment and got the both of you in trouble? Or did you...
I resigned from G.U.N.
Wait, what?
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, that's probably what got her so upset. I was hoping she'd take it well, but I suppose not.
But why? I mean, I'm not mad, but I wasn't expecting that, honestly. I thought Team Dark would have...
Kept up, as it were? I understand the disappointment, but I have full confidence in their ability to manage without me. Rouge will recover, and Omega, well, I don't even want to think about his current feelings on the matter. I imagine it won't take him long to get over it.
You know his whole thing is holding grudges, right?
Not quite.
What, they dropped the endlessly angry killing machine thing?
Not really. But, if it helps, Shadow, I did just draw the Six of Swords and Judgment right after each other. It's probably more likely that Omega and Rouge will forgive you over time now.
Well, I hold no interest in your paper fairy tales. I'll take that into consideration. I suppose. I apologize for any undue distress. Good night.
Shadow, wait!
Maybe some other time. But not right now. I hope they can understand.
Shadow! There you are! Don't tell me you're just gonna walk out here without explaining yourself.
What do you mean by that? I was simply just looking around.
What did Abraham mean by you resigned? He told us during a briefing we would notice that you weren't there. Explain yourself, now!
So he did tell you. Look, I was going to tell you once I found you both. But it's too complicated to explain right now, so I just...
Shadow, I'm not gonna ask again. What did he mean by you resigned? Surely this is some kind of mistake, right?
This course of action is contradictory to everything I've come to know about you. Explain yourself at once.
Unfortunately, it is exactly what he meant, Rouge. I no longer wish to work with G.U.N.
What do you mean? Shadow, you can't just bring this news onto us so suddenly without elaborating. What's going on?
It's none of your concern.
Falsehood detected. Anger at 53%. And rising!
It is my concern when you're the one leading our team! We've been doing this so long, and you're just gonna throw it away?
I'm not! You know you two mean too much to me to just abandon so easily.
Then what is it? Because right now, you're not making any sense here! I thought we were in on this together. The three of us.
We can still be Team Dark without G.U.N. watching over us like hawks.
Well, you didn't care about that when you first joined. I thought you said you were gonna leave the past behind you.
It was you who suggested that your absolute power be monitored.
It's too complicated.
Shadow, please. You know you can tell us anything.
Evidently not.
Omega!
Please,
I
just...
believe I've detected the root cause of this issue. And yet, it contradicts what I've come to know as Shadow the Hedgehog. Nothing in my database could ever have predicted the ultimate life form to simply give up.
That's not it at all. It's something I can't put into words right now, and that's that.
Rage exceeding all known limits. Temptation to ignore logic rising. Supply more compelling arguments for this course of action, or risk evisceration.
I'm not...
Omega, calm down! Threats won't do us any good here.
I'm not trying to hurt anyone here. This is something on my end. It's no one's fault but my own. I know it doesn't make sense. I know it's sudden and disruptive, but it's something I need to do. I'm sorry.
I didn't know peace could get any more infuriating. Very well. Leave. Leave my vicinity immediately, or be detained for trespassing. If you're no longer a gun operative, then you no longer have clearance to enter this sector.
Omega!
I understand. I'll take my leave then. I'll find some way to explain it to you all. In due time. Sayonara.
Shadow, wait! At least just...
Damn it. Why does everyone have to make it more difficult than it needs to be? What now?
Hey, Shadow! I know you said you'll be thinking about what we said, but here's the invitation just in case you change your mind. Everyone else is already accounted for, but we just so happen to still have an open spot. Please RSVP as soon as possible, okay? Take care, bestie!
She never learns, does she? I need some air.
Are you freaking blind, Edgemaster? Watch where you're going.
I could say the same for you, Flappy. Where the hell did you come from anyways?
I was going to my room, but then you decided to show up again. Also, you know you aren't funny with those nicknames, right?
Never said I was, Two Tones. You, on the other hand, need to take your own advice.
Shove it, Stripes. I thought you said you're going to bed. Where the hell are you going?
Oh, I'm sorry. I believe you seem to have missed the part where that was any of your business. Now move aside. I need some air.
The hell's your problem, Stripes? You got some major malfunction or something?
Well, I didn't have one, at least until you did that just now.
Well, shh. That's BS, and you know it. You have a problem with everyone here, and it's really starting to become an issue.
And that concerns me how, exactly?
First of all, why the hell do you even stay here if all you're gonna do is frickin' complain about everything and everyone? Like, genuinely, that's all I've ever seen you do.
Is that a rhetorical question, or are you being serious? Also, you seem to have that same issue too. Are you projecting or something?
Not the damn point, you prick! I know I can be a pain in the rear to deal with, but at least I have been trying to help around here. And at least I keep my crap to myself. But you? You just love to make your animosity known to everyone ever since you chose to stay here.
Are you positively sure you're not talking about yourself?
Answer the question, Stripes.
Well, it should be expected that if there is an issue to be addressed, then I will make it apparent, whether you like it or not. And to be fair with you, it's not like I'm choosing to stay here.
You're right. We all chose to stay here, Edgemaster. We all have our reasons to, and you're no exception.
And secondly, I'm not the one who tries to solve her problems with a hammer each time. At least a friend of mine has recently learned some self-restraint with hers.
Ha! Friend? I didn't think you'd have any with how much you hate being around people.
Well, do you have friends? Or are you trying to compensate for something?
Well, that depends. Are yours dead or alive? Or maybe they're all in your head? Who knows? It's honestly hard to tell from someone like you.
Your words, not mine. If anything, why do you stay here if all you're gonna do is complain about me?
I have my own reasons why I stay here, Edgemaster. And whether you think it's a good reason or not, at least I don't go about making my problems everyone else's.
Then why don't you share it with the class then,
That's none of your damn business.
Oh? Now where was that snappy energy you had a moment ago? Cat got your tongue, or is there a reason those wings of yours are clipped?
That's a step too far and you know that!
What's wrong? Can't finish something that you started?
You better shut the hell up right now, Shadow, if you know what's good for you.
Well, that makes two of us then. Flappy.
Call me Flappy again, Edgemaster. I dare you!
Okay, I won't. Two tones.
Ah! You f***ing motherfucker! I'm going to kill you!
See? This is why I complain.
Yeah? Then let me rearrange that jaw of yours then!
I'd like to see you try.
So, who are we betting on this time?
I'd say the new guy. He seems pretty capable.
I don't know. I've never seen Xenia this worked up before.
Well, that just makes it even more entertaining. Want some?
What? You're not even gonna try and stop it?
Nah, this is comedy gold here. Which edgelord will win? The flightless butterfly with anger issues, or the emo hedgehog with an ego trip? Who knows? Wanna watch and find out?
What? That's it. I'm getting Nazo.
Oh yeah. He'll enjoy watching too.
Nazo should have never let you stay here, you jerk!
You know, I could really say the same about you.
That is enough! Now just what on Mobius is going on with you two?
She started it.
What? Oh, no. Don't you pin this on me. You threw the first hit.
It was a shoulder bump. Learn the damn difference.
I know what the difference is, a-hole.
Well, you clearly didn't.
You could have walked away properly, but no! You still thought you had to make a statement.
Well, you should have known better than to get in my way, dumb.
Excuse me? You were the one who didn't see where you were going!
Don't think you're innocent in this, bug.
Oh yeah? Like
You've
I'm
been giving me lip the moment I came home, and you still try to think you're in the right.
I don't care who started what. Whatever is going on between you two ends now. Shadow, meet me outside this instant.
What? But
I said, meet me outside now.
Fine.
What has gotten into you, Shadow?
What the hell are you talking about, Nazo? Xenia's the
I
one
know,
who...
I'll get to her later. For right now, we're focusing on you.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Look, I know you keep to yourself most of the time, but recently you've been uncharacteristically more... what's the word? Oh yeah, hostile.
Hostile? Out of them? Well, can you blame me? It's not like I chose to live with these idiots.
Well, quite frankly, you did. And those idiots are the people you live with, Shadow. They can hear what you say.
I'm just saying it as it is. It's not like they're my actual friends. Why should I give a damn about imbeciles like them?
Shadow!
What? Am I wrong?
Look, there's a reason why you came to this place and why you chose to stay. Everyone here does. Whether you want to admit that or not, that's your choice to make, and I can respect that. However, you can't just take your aggression out on everyone that's living with you. Just because you have your own issues doesn't mean you get to make it everyone else's.
Damn it, can't you mind your own business? Why are we even having this conversation?
Well, when it's concerning the rest of the people you live with, I think it is my business, Shadow.
You're not my damn father! Stop treating me like I'm some sort of child, Nazo.
Young man, I've lived longer than you have been frozen. I suggest you watch your mouth. Look, you've been staying with us for, what, 2 months now?
2.5.
Right, 2.5.
What about it?
It's just, after all that time we've spent together, does this not feel like your home yet, Shadow?
What exactly do you mean by that?
Well, you've chosen to stay here for a reason, did you not? But all I've ever seen you do is keep to yourself. The only times I've ever seen you talk or interact with anyone is when you complain or pick a fight with someone. Usually I'd expect that from someone like Xenia. But for the most part, it's been from you.
Now hold on,
At least with Zero and Xenia, they find some ways to interact with one another. And even Rags to some extent.
Yeah, if interacting means almost getting your head bashed in.
That's not all true, Shadow.
Oh yeah? Enlighten me.
Just listen to me before you make any snide remarks. For the love of chaos.
Alright, fine. Go on then.
Out of everyone in this house, you trusted me with part of your story. Why is that?
I don't know. Out of everyone here, you're the one who's been making sure this place doesn't crash and burn. I know 2.5 months isn't long enough for me to trust anyone, really, but you seem to know me better than most, don't you?
Well, I can't say you're wrong about that one, son.
Please don't call me that.
Sorry. You may not believe me at first, but this little band of misfits that live in this house, they're all on their own journey of self-discovery and redemption. Similar to you, they've all lived hard lives, found themselves abandoned, lost, or just simply trying to make peace with whatever wrongs they've done. While I won't get into the nitty-gritty of their past, it's important to know who you surround yourself with and why they're all here in the first place.
Even Rags?
Yes, even Rags. I'm not saying this to make you feel bad, Shadow. I'm letting you know that whatever's going on in that mind of yours, you don't have to carry all the burdens yourself.
But even with those similarities, how could they understand the things I've been through? The mistakes I've made, the lives I've lost, the consequence of every action I've done. I have to live with the guilt.
I know that feeling quite well.
Huh?
Shadow, do you think a being like me, someone who's been around for hundreds, thousands of years, even longer, has lived without an ounce of regret?
I imagine not.
Bingo. I know you think the others may not understand the pain you've been through, and I can't blame you in the slightest. But I assure you, they're trying their best.
Well, their best isn't looking too good right now. I can tell you that much.
Right now is one way of putting it, but it's a step in the right direction. And I think the same could be said for you too.
Huh? You confuse me sometimes, Nazo.
You'll get used to it.
So, am I still in trouble?
Well, yes, but also no.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, you'll see once I talk to Xenia about it.
Should I be worried?
No, not too much. But I will say if I ever catch you two fighting like that again, you won't like the consequences.
Understood, sir.
Very well. Shall we go back inside then? Because my chaos is very cold out here.
Wait. There is one thing I do want to ask.
What's that exactly?
A friend of mine is asking if I should go on this vacation with some mutual friends and acquaintances of ours. But the thing is, things have been fairly complicated on my end, and I'm not sure if I should go. There's a good chance a lot of things will go wrong, and I already have enough to deal with as it is. But at the same time,
You should go.
I didn't finish what I was gonna say.
I already know what you're going to ask, and I say you should go on that vacation.
Are you sure? I mean, so much has already happened today. What if something else goes wrong?
Well, you'll never know until you find out. And besides, if you spend your whole life worrying about what will happen in the future, you might as well just will it into existence. Not to mention, you won't have time to focus on what's going on in the present. All I'm saying is, just allow yourself to relax once in a while. Alright? And I can assure you, the fun house won't be destroyed while you're away. Not while I'm around.
It's still pretty weird hearing you call it that and not Rags.
Yeah, no, you're probably right on that. Just think about what I said. Alright, Shadow.
I'll try my best.
That's all I ask of you. Now, you want to head inside then?
Just give me a minute. I need some time to myself for a bit.
Fair enough, fair enough. Just don't stay out for too long, son.
What? I thought I said...
Alright, Xenia. I believe it's your turn now to have this conversation.
Huh. You're surprisingly calmer now. What did you guys talk about out there exactly?
Oh, you know, just a small little heart-to-heart, just to get a better understanding of what's going on.
Sounds boring.
Well, of course you'd say that, Rags.
Aw, but I thought I'd hear more arguing and fighting.
Never change, Rags. Never change.
Of course.
Oh, hey, Shadow. Didn't expect to hear a call back so soon.
Yeah, well, I've thought about what you said for a bit, and... Do you have space for one more person?
Sal here everyone. Need my snap. We know walk. Rush Emery. Snarling. Shots and everything that. Wish the real here. Yeah. Fire. Your Sal here everyone. Spending the some socks in their life with the skis. See. And the other one. Rest here is there. Walk. Please. Forgive me. It's the elf of the last. Swedish from the Nazo.